Tonight, Fox 10 investigates the world of sex trafficking. Law enforcement continuing to raise awareness as the Super Bowl approaches.
But is the premier sporting event a driver for trafficking, or is that a myth? Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum shows us how sex trafficking victims are exploited and the challenge of getting them justice.
Within the dark side of these streets is a busy black market.
She's crossing Missouri, coming over to Circle K.
Known as the Track, police say this concentrated area is a prostitution hotspot.
And they're pretty brazen because they'll just stand right in the middle of the street and flag traffic down.
But the link between prostitution and sex trafficking is twisted yet intertwined.
He's like, you know, I'm gonna be your daddy. I'm gonna take care of you.
A traumatic bond anchoring a dangerous lifestyle.
We don't know what that buyer's gonna do to that woman in that instance.
When you go out on the track and you realize what you're looking at, it really gets you. It's heartbreaking.
And with major sporting events on the horizon, does the game only get bigger?
Definitely a playing field for the pimps. This is like Christmas to them.
Sergeant Tim Smith is with Phoenix PD's Human Exploitation and Traffic Unit, HEAT. To give you an idea of our location, we're driving up and down the Track, or the 27th Avenue corridor, a 4-mile stretch from Indian School Road to Northern Ave.
Predominantly, the bulk of the activities at night. We know that they're out here along with their traffickers that have frequently brought them here from local areas, but also from out of state. We'll notice that they're dressed to attract, that there's a line of traffic stopped, that they're waving or flagging down motorists.
And that's exactly what we see.
One of our undercovers has established a deal.
Once an undercover officer makes a deal confirming prostitution is taking place, a marked patrol car arrives and police can arrest who they believe is a sex trafficking victim. That girl is taken to a command post where anti-trafficking advocates provide outreach.
That can range from detox to housing to bus passes, gift cards, talking with survivors, looking at options to exit the life.
After help is offered, the girls are free to go, and it's likely they'll be encountered again. Stacey Sutherland with the Arizona Anti-Trafficking Network calls this night a win.
We have encountered 18 potential victims of human trafficking tonight, and we have had 100% engage in some form of victim services.
Here on the Track, money is the motive.
I have seen traffickers here on the track in luxury cars like Maseratis, BMWs, things of that nature.
When you're walking the track, you're really thinking about how much money can I take home to daddy? How much money can I take home to top these other girls?
For safety reasons, this woman will remain anonymous. We call her Mary, a survivor who says she was 15 working at a hair salon on 27th Ave when she met the man who groomed her and became her pimp.
It'd be nice restaurants, it'd be, designer bags, clothes, shopping, just to get you to trust.
Did you feel trapped?
Absolutely, I felt trapped. When I wanted to go see my family, when I wanted to go see or, take a break, it was, no, you're not take a break for what? I own you now. And if you don't do this, I'm gonna beat your ass.
With the Super Bowl set in Glendale, Mary says pimps are prepared.
It's going to be the most lucrative month for, workers and strippers, and it's gonna be a lot of private parties.
Every year, through law enforcement press releases to the public, the Super Bowl gets associated with an increase in sex trafficking.
Or is that a myth that gets pushed?
I don't want to paint the Super Bowl as an event that causes this. I mean, sex trafficking is always present, but it does move with events.
Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell has nearly 2 decades of experience in prosecuting sex crimes. We wanted her take on the challenges prosecutors face. From 2021 through the end of 2022, MCAO filed 78 out of 94 cases for child sex trafficking or prostitution. As for adult sex trafficking, prostitution, and detaining someone in a prostitution house, fewer cases were filed over the same 2-year period, 16 out of 45. Charging someone with adult sex trafficking requires proof of force, fraud, or coercion, and the victim coming forward.
These are People who oftentimes are running away from a situation that had very negative impact on their life.
Mitchell admits the number of cases are not high.
I would say those numbers are low simply because there are other statutes that we also utilize.
For example, pandering is a statute she says can be used, so we asked for the numbers. Pandering is a sex crime committed when someone encourages or pressures one to engage in prostitution, but MCAO filed only 10 out of 21 cases over the last 2 years. The Arizona AG's office is currently prosecuting sex crimes against 138 defendants. The leading charge is pandering, followed by child sex trafficking, child sexual exploitation materials, luring, and aggravated luring. 28 other investigations are still being reviewed. With an influx of fans for the NFL's biggest game, the megaphone is loudest now, as January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month.
Sex buying might go up, but I don't think there's enough empirical evidence or research to say like the Super Bowl is directly correlated to trafficking.
Samantha Calvin is an instructor at ASU. She teaches students how to identify human trafficking victims in a healthcare provider setting.
We've had traffickers who will show up to the ED with the people that they're currently exploiting, and sometimes that's so that they can make sure that they know what's being said to the provider or answer the questions themselves or things like that to control that situation.
Calvin says up to 70% of victims will see a healthcare provider while being trafficked.
If you can build trust and this is a safe place to come back to, that often can make a big difference.
Meanwhile, Scottsdale City employees are trained to identify and report human trafficking, the first in Arizona to become a CEASE city.
When we have thousands of people that are trained on how to recognize these indicators, then we have thousands of other eyes and ears that are out there to recognize these things and then call us when they have tips or information on when these things are occurring.
Lieutenant Nicholas Alamshaw was a part of SPD's Human Exploitation and Trafficking Unit. Because Scottsdale is a hub for tourism, entertainment, restaurants, resorts, and the home of the WM Phoenix Open, Alamshaw has trained employees for the Riot Hospitality Group to look for signs, a warning to traffickers.
We want them to know that law enforcement's out there and that they can't just go out there and get away with this.
And what led to Mary's survival? She joined the Human Trafficking Recovering Program at the Phoenix Dream Center, where she got her own apartment. She's now a mom of twins and works at the Dream Center as a mentor for girls trying to escape the same life she did.
I am so grateful and blessed to sit here and be able to now be 36, getting another opportunity, being a survivor.
For Fox 10 Investigates, I'm Justin Lum.
According to the National Trafficking Hotline, in 2021, Arizona ranked 13th in the country with 651 reports of human trafficking tips. Those latest numbers show officials identified 217 cases, 337 victims.